Hello fellow storytellers, this is Mr. Doreen, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a story table to plan out your digital story. Let's begin by uploading our story table file you downloaded earlier to Google Drive. Make sure you log into your Gmail account and then go to Google Drive. So go to gmail.com and just go ahead and log in. Once you log in, it'll take you into your Gmail account. You come up here where you see these little squares, go ahead and click on them. Come down here where it says Drive, click on Drive. That takes you to Google Drive. Okay, once you're in Google Drive, upload the file from your computer by clicking on the upload arrow right here and selecting the file. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Files. Here's my story table. If you can't find it, you just look for it in your files. It should be there. So this is the one I want. I can either click on it and select Open or just double click on it and it'll upload the file. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close this window. As you can see, it's right here. If you'll notice, when I click on it, it's not going to work. Watch. Click on it, see it doesn't work. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go ahead and close it up here, this little X. Here's what you need to do so it works and you can open it. Click on that little box, come up here where it says more, and then go to where it says open with, just hover over it and click on Google Docs. If you notice, if you're just a little patient, it will open up. There it is, there's my story table, okay? Let me show you something really fast. Let me go ahead and close that. Let me show you how this is the Google Doc, the one that looks like this. This one is the one that didn't work. So now I can just go ahead and delete it because I already have this one. That's the one I want. I'll go ahead and I'll click on it. Okay, and open it once again. So once it opens, once the file opens, you can go ahead and work on it. Remember that you don't have to save Google Docs because the documents save automatically in this program. And now that you have opened the file, the first thing you should do is change the file name. Up here is the file name. Right now it says story table. And you should go ahead and change the file name. Just go ahead and click on it. And I think the direction said to put your name. So I'll put my name, Mr. Doreen, and your number. I'm number 0 underscore and then my story table. Okay, so click OK. And if you notice, your file name has now been changed. It should have your name, your number, underscore, and my story table. That way, when you turn in your document, I know that it belongs to you. Okay? Okay, so second, go ahead and type in your name and student number on the document. So right here where it says name, just go ahead and highlight it and go ahead and put your name. So I'll put Mr. Doreen. Right here where it says number, just go ahead and delete that and put your number. Okay, so now it has your name and number. Okay, now what I want you to notice is, notice that there are two columns in the story table. Okay, so you have this column on the left that says music, narration, and effects, and you have the second column that says images and visuals. Okay, so the first column, this is where you write what music you will use for this part in your digital story to set the mood for the scene that you're going to be showing. This is where you write the narration or the words that you will speak for this part of the story. It's also where you make a note about any special effects or transitions you will use in this section in your digital story. Make sure you type the headings, music, narration, and effects in each box and then add the information. I'll show you an example in a little bit. This will help to keep the information organized within each box so that you know later on what each is when you start to produce your digital story. Okay. The second column is for images and visuals. This right here. Here you put an image that will go with the music, narration, and effects you indicated in the first column. Okay, so it kind of goes together with this right here. To upload an image, you simply click in the box to place the cursor right here. So you click in the box to place the cursor where you want your image to go, and then click insert and select image. So let me show you that. Let me go ahead. I clicked in the box like that. Go ahead and insert and image, and let's see if I can. Oh, the next step is you go right here where it says choose an image to upload. Click on that. Okay, go ahead and find your images. I have an image file. Let me go ahead and click on that and see if I can find it. Let's see, City by the Water. So I can either double click on it or click on it and then open. Okay, and as you can see, here's my picture of the city by the water. Okay. Okay, so next, the key to remember is that each row goes together. So the music over here and the narration and the effects you choose in the first column must go with the image or visual you choose in the second column. Okay, and vice versa. So these two go together. Your digital story won't make sense if your music and narration and effects don't go or fit with the image you chose. So for example, if I have an image like this, it's about the city and the water, it wouldn't make sense to have narration that talks about a castle because that's not what your audience would be seeing. Also, make sure that the music you choose matches the image and narration to create the mood you want for this part or this scene in your story. Okay, so to see an example, let me show you a story table I created for a video that I made. So I have it right here. Okay, so here I want you to take a look. Notice that I have information about the music right here. So notice, remember I was telling you to put the title. So it says music and narration and transitions. Transitions is another word for effects. So notice that I have information about the music, the narration, the transitions, or the effects in the first column that go along with the image or visual in the second column. Okay, so also notice that the next row is the next part in the video. So when I scroll down, this is the next image that I want to show. In this example, I don't have any narration because it's just the image. But as I go down, you can see that here I have the narration that I want to go with this image. As I go down, here's the narration that I want to go with this image, and so on as I go down my story table. You can kind of see that some of the images don't have narration, so it just kind of has the music and the effect going with it. Those are called transitions, okay? But you might not need that in your digital story. Okay, so here's another example. Here's the effect that I have. Another effect, here's the narration that I have. Okay, so the whole story table is basically organized in order from the beginning to the end, going from the top of the story table to the bottom. So up here, this is the beginning of my video, and then second, third, fourth, fifth, all the way until I go down to the end of my video. Okay, so you can finally see over here I have my conclusion, I guess you could say. Okay, so the top part represents the beginning of your story, and each row going down represents the next part or page or sequence in your digital story until you reach the end or conclusion. Okay, so in case you need more rows at the bottom of your story table, or really anywhere in your story table, to add more scenes or pages, go to where you want to add a row and click inside one of the boxes. It doesn't matter which one. So I can click here, or I can click here. It doesn't matter. The first, so it's either in the first or second column. It's fine. Next, click where it says table. So you'll notice up here it says table, and go ahead and click on either insert right here, insert row above or insert row below. Okay, let me do an insert row below. So there you see. Okay, if I wanted to, I could have done an insert row above. If I want to go ahead and delete that, I can just use these little arrows. This is to undo, and this is to redo. Okay, if you want, I can show you one more time how to insert a row right above. Oh no, table. It was under table, insert row above, and it gave me a row above. Okay, so I can go ahead and delete that because I don't want that. Okay. So, okay, so now you know how to create a story table to plan your digital story. You can see this example that I have here. Let me go back up to the top. So when you're done, you can just click on the X up here to close a document. So I can just, if I want to close it, I'm done. Remember, you don't have to save it. Google Docs just saves it automatically for you. Go ahead and close that. So if you want to be extra safe, if you want to like double save your work, you can download the document and save it onto your computer by selecting the box next to the document right here. So for example, I can go ahead and click on that right there. Okay, then click on more up here, and then click on download right here. And I usually just select where it says open document. So I'll just click open document, that's fine. And go ahead and click on download. If you notice down here, it came and downloaded. If you're using a Chromebook, sometimes it'll tell you that it can't open it or it didn't save it or something like that. Don't worry about it. It is going to be in your files. You can just go into your files and then upload it, and then you have to do the thing where I showed you where you have to change it to a Google Doc. Okay, so just go back and watch the beginning of the video where I showed how to do that. So it'll be in your files. Just go ahead and click on upload file. It'll be there, and then just go ahead and change it to a Google Doc, like open with Google Doc the way I showed you before. Okay, so if you missed something, play this video again to see and hear what you missed. If you have already completed the steps on this video, go on to the next step. Once again, this is Mr. Doreen. Thanks for following along, and now go create an awesome story table.